have to admit it feels a little bit out of order to be sharing my spring most worn after I've already wrapped up what I reach for the most throughout the year of 2021. But again, I thought that this would be really helpful for those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere. So again, I would love your feedback on whether you're preferring this sort of later timeline in terms of me sharing this little analysis of what I've been reaching for a lot. I also thought that this time around I would maybe talk through some other items that I wore a lot as well, but perhaps not as much as the most worn piece for that season. And I want to start with my most worn dress, which I think is going to be a little bit of a surprising one because I don't tend to wear bodycon dresses too much. This one's from H&M actually, and I got it because it felt like a really nice affordable alternative to the Totem. Is it called the Aspera ribbed dress? I'm going to pop a photo on screen and I will link it down below. It's much more expensive than this one, and I've actually been keeping my eye out to see if I can snap one up pre-loved, but haven't managed to come across one yet. So I thought in the meantime this would be a nice alternative, and I found myself reaching for it so often. I think in part because of the colour. It's this really beautiful rich brown camel colour. I really like the ribbing on it. It's very comfortable. This makes a great beach cover up. I like the fact that it's cut quite high on the sides as well. It does make wearing a bra with it a little bit more challenging, so usually I'll just wear those little nippies, or you could wear a strapless bra with it. Otherwise, if you don't mind your bra strap showing as maybe just a little bit of a detail, if you have something that's sort of lacy or pretty, then that would be kind of cool to wear with it as well. I have seen a few tops which actually have that double strapped effect, so you could do it intentionally like that. But yeah, it's just been a really great piece, and I found it's washed really well. Also, I have mine in the size small and would say that, yeah, it fits true to size. Very, very stretchy though, got lots of give. In terms of two other dresses that I actually found myself wearing a lot, one of them you will have seen me talk about in my spring wardrobe editions video, which I'll link up in the cards up here if you would like to go and have a little bit of a watch, is this pretty pale blue puffed sleeve tiered maxi dress from Summer and Storm. This is just really nice and floaty, was really, really beautiful to wear, especially around mid-spring where I felt like I didn't need to wear a knit or anything like that to cover my arms. You know, you sort of pass that part of spring where it's sort of mixed weather, where you have sort of a 29-degree day and then the next day it's 17 degrees. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed wearing this. And then similarly in terms of length, and this is actually a bit of a running theme, they're all longer dresses, is this one from Series Life, which I've had for, I think I've had this one for a bit over a year now, or around about a year. This one here is called the Picnic Dress. It's a wrap front dress, it's linen, it just has the empire waist, and then full skirt has pockets, which is nice. Only one out of these three dresses which has pockets, and again it has those really fun puff sleeves, which I know have been a bit of a trend, and I kind of like it to add a bit of extra volume to an outfit. This one I got in the small medium as well, by the way. Moving on to my most worn top, and this was again an item that I purchased ahead of spring. It's from COS, and it is this beautiful black linen shirt. I really like how long and oversized this is. I sort of bought it with the intention of having a shirt that I could wear both buttoned up, worn sort of loosely buttoned, maybe with the bottom ones undone, over a pair of jeans, trousers or shorts, half tucked. I like to tuck the side of the shirt which actually has the buttons sewn into it, because I find that that makes for an easier, more seamless tuck. Or alternatively worn open like a shirt. You could wear it over a dress, you could wear it as a beach cover up. So I quite like the versatility of this, and I think part of that is really in the length. For petites, I wouldn't recommend this length. I just think it would be a little bit too overwhelming for your frame, and I would actually recommend the Uniqlo linen shirts or even Assembly Label. I'm going to link those alternatives down below, but it's just been such a nice breezy piece, so easy to care for. I really like this sort of raw textured finish of the linen too, which I will try and do a close-up so that you can get a better look. But such a brilliant piece. It's a basic, I know, but I've really, really enjoyed wearing it, and it's made a nice alternative to the more tailored one that I have from Evelane. Another top that I wore loads, and this one I really wanted to mention because I never knew I needed a top like this in my wardrobe until this spring summer season. It's from Uniqlo. This was actually an item that I selected as part of some work that I did to promote the spring Uniqlo U collection. and I really like the texture of it. It's this lovely sort of woven texture. It's actually a cotton and poly mix, which gives it this sort of, I don't really know how to describe the fabric, but it just makes it feel quite interesting in your hand, which I really like. It has a quite thick ribbed detail around the neckline, but any kind of sort of ribbed tank, something that is loose fitting, was an item I didn't quite realize I needed. It adds texture. I think it's interesting in that perspective because it does have that sort of ribbed detail, and this one in particular I like because it does come slightly over the shoulder, which is a very different cut compared to many of the other singlets and tanks I have. And then I have another one which is more of a traditional singlet or tank, and this one was again something I picked out as some work that I've done with Evelane, which is the brand I partner with monthly, as you probably know. This is a Henley silk tank, and I was so drawn to the colour. Yellow is something that I wanted to incorporate into my closet for a while because it is just one of those colours which makes me feel very happy and bright, and I particularly like these more desaturated yellow tones. I think they work really nicely with my complexion. This one, it's a really beautiful wash silk, and I kind of love that pearlescent finish on the buttons as well, and it's been such a fun little addition to my wardrobe, something that I've really enjoyed wearing over the spring. Now, one thing that actually occurred to me when I was pulling out all of these most worn items is a lot of the pieces were black, so I think that was also one of the reasons why I wanted to show you some alternatives. So my most worn pair of shorts were these ones from Garnier, which I purchased around about April in 2021. These have kind of a paper bag waist. They're very, very high rise, so perfect if you have a long torso or if you are taller. I believe this is a classic style they bring back every season, and they have this D-ring belt, the pockets, which are really nice. The pair that I have, I got them in this crepe fabric, so they're really kind of lightweight and floaty. I find because of the material, they actually don't crease that easily, so very, very practical as well from that perspective. Garnier sizing can be a little bit tricky. I'm not overly familiar with German sizing. So it's a German 34, which I believe translates to a French 36, an Australian 8, a US 4. But yeah, they're brilliant, have worn really, really well so far, and I especially love them in an all black outfit. They look really, really chic when paired with that black linen shirt that I shared earlier. And then of course it wouldn't be spring without me having worn a pair of denim shorts a lot, and the ones that I wore loads, I'm just gonna make them look a little bit more tidy here, these super duper high-waisted shorts from Evelane. You may remember I got these in winter and I was just itching to wear them because I was so thrilled with the fit and the cut of them. I really like the wide leg opening, which is very, very practical, comfortable, and again the fact that they are that A-line silhouette, because I think that is incredibly flattering too, and the really nice rise as well. I find that I'm in between a 25 and a 26 when it comes to Evelane denim. I'm going to link my Evelane denim guide up here if you want to go and refer to that video. Generally, if it's more of a fitted style, I will go with my usual size, which is a 26, but if it's more of a loose style, I'll go with a 25. For some reason I took a gamble on these and I tried the 25 and they fit me really, really well. So I would say if you're in between sizes, go with the smaller of the two. Just such a brilliant pair of shorts. They wash well. I mean, I've only got good things to say about Evelane denim, and I also really like the frayed edge hem. I do have them in a lighter blue wash as well, which feels very kind of California vibes, but this mid blue wash is definitely the one for me. Next item is another one that was gifted to me. There's a real mix this season, but I did just want to highlight so you're aware. So this skirt is from Boden, and it is a beautiful cotton poplin skirt. It has the flat front and then it is elasticated at the back, and it has pockets. And you might recall I was on this huge mission to find a really beautiful poplin midi skirt to wear for spring and summer. I purchased one from Mara, which I love. It's in this really beautiful khaki, and I wore that one loads too. I'm gonna pop a photo of that on screen. I also purchased a light kind of stone colored one from Tibby in the sale, but this one was the one I found myself reaching for a lot. I have a similar one from a brand called Open Edit in a beige color too. But yeah, the quality of it is just really, really nice. nice, it's a beautiful length. Being black, it does feel a little bit more special and elegant. I definitely think that you could dress this up and wear it for an evening out, but it's been really fun to play with my proportions. One of my favorite ways that I wore this was actually with this high-necked top from Evelane, which has these little ties at the back which leave it open, and it kind of created a bit of a boxier shape up top, and I just felt that that was very fresh, different, interesting to me, and I loved the way that that looked. But also, I mean, it equally looks amazing paired with just simple black tanks like this one here from Uniqlo. So really been enjoying that one, and I have this one in the 6. I find Boden tends to run a little bit large when it comes to their dresses and skirts and trousers, so usually I will get those in a 6, and sometimes I need to get them taken in. This one I didn't, which I think is probably down to the elasticated waistband. Then we have my most worn trousers, and if you've been following me for a while, you might recall these. I purchased them, now it'll be almost 2.5 years ago, I think. I'm pretty sure they're still available though. I have a feeling this is a classic style from the brand. They're from Karen Walker, which is one of my most beloved New Zealand brands. I've been shopping from Karen Walker since I was 16 and yeah, I saw these and I fell in love immediately. They're this really lovely OT coloured linen trouser. They have this sewn in pleat down the center, or pin tuck should I say, down the center, the tie waist as well, and then they do have the elasticated waistband with also pockets on the bum, and you do have the pockets on the side too. They aren't lined, they're just, you just have a little bit of lining on the interior from the pockets. I don't find these see-through, but I would wear them with skin coloured underwear anyway. And in terms of the length, they were so long, so I had to get them taken up quite considerably, but I really love the cropped length that I got them taken up to. These are just such a beautiful quality linen pant. Yeah, they do crease up when I'm wearing them, but that's one of the beauties, I think, of wearing linen. It's one of the reasons why I love that fabric. It has this real nice sort of lived in look, and I think our clothes, they should be worn and they should be cherished and loved, so I quite enjoy that. But yeah, really lovely. Again, they come up large. Karen Walker sizing generally is quite generous, so I have these in the size 6, and they're, I would say they're kind of the equivalent of a relaxed size Australian 8. Final clothing item is a jacket, and I thought rather than doing a blazer and a jacket, I would just show you the jacket I wore the most. And again, this was something I wore mostly towards the start of the season. It's my Max Mara trench. This was also one of my most worn items in winter, and also one of my most worn items for 2021. Just because it is so classic, being a more oversized silhouette, it was something that felt really interesting and exciting to me, and I have started to realize that my approach to fashion and getting dressed, it is classic, but sometimes it also needs to feel fresh. And one of the simplest ways to do that, aside from switching up your accessories, is to start looking at slightly different silhouettes. And you probably noticed that in a few of the different items that I've shared today, not just in the linen shirt, but also in this really oversized trench. I don't think you can go wrong with Mara Outerwear. It's one of those beautiful heritage brands that is renowned for its quality, and this has really impressed me. I've been so thrilled with it. I have it in the Italian 42, and I would normally be an Italian 40. I sized up just because they didn't have a 40 available, so I would say if you're looking at this trench, it's called the Dimper, to stick with your usual size. Finally, let's wrap things up with accessories, and I thought we'd start with my most worn handbag, which is the Acne Studios mini Misubi bag. This bag was on my wish list for a good couple of years before I finally plucked up the courage to splurge on it. Actually, I had been on the hunt for the perfect colour. I didn't want to get the black because I've got so many black bags as it is. I didn't want to get the white because I was worried about it getting dirty. And then the other camel colour that they had, or the sort of warm brown colour that they had, felt a little bit too red toned. I wanted something that was a bit more cool toned in colour, which this very much is. It's called the colour Camel. I actually purchased mine off Farfetch because I've been stung from shopping from Acne directly. I bought this during lockdown, and I knew that if I bought it and I didn't love it through Acne, I'd have to send it all the way back to Sweden and cover the cost of returns myself, whereas if I purchased it through Farfetch, I would have free returns. So Always make sure that you double check the returns and exchanges, but you can kind of see like what a perfect match with that H&M dress. It's just been really, really easy to style. I love, love, love the size. It's actually deceptively large, so you can kind of see the profile from the side. It has this beautiful origami style bow, and then you can actually adjust the length of the strap underneath here with these little studs. Inside it's very, very minimal. It's all very smooth leather, so it's got 2 compartments. It's going to be too challenging for me to try and show you, but it has a compartment in the front, one in the back, and then it has a separator, which is actually a zip-up compartment, which does have probably the most obvious branding on it. It has Acne Studios on this black sort of fabric pull tab. Very, very minimal branding on the front too. To me, this sort of almost feels like a piece of art in terms of the silhouette and the style. It works really nicely worn crossbody. Very, very comfortable to wear too, in part I think down to the very, very wide strap, which distributes the weight of your belongings contents very evenly, and does have a very sturdy snap closure as well. In terms of wear and tear, it's worn really, really well. It is a smooth leather, but it's got a slight grain to it, which means that it's going to be a lot more hard wearing than other smooth leathers out there, like say my Linear crossbody bag, which I adore, but it's more of a delicate smooth leather, if that makes any sense. But adore it. So glad that I finally decided to splurge on it, and it's kind of been one of those things which I feel really completes a lot of my outfits. So that has been my most worn bag. It is the bag I'm currently using. I have sort of noticed a trend in terms of handbags that when I get a new one, that tends to be the one I gravitate towards the most, but there are ones that I always go back to over and over again, and I know despite any new handbags I get in the future, this is going to be one of them. My most worn shoes really need no introduction. They're also my most worn shoes of the year of 2021. They are my Saint Laurent New Pieds or Tribute slides. I adore these. I just think they are very, very comfortable. Though I wouldn't walk 10 kilometers fast in them. I can wear them very comfortably all day. I sized up to a 41. Mine do have some scratches on them, and that's just from our dog Nigel stepping on my feet when he's just gotten a bit too excited when I've gone outside wearing them. So kind of my own fault. But otherwise they've actually worn really, really well, despite being more of that delicate sort of smooth leather, and they look good no matter what I pair them with. So no explanation necessary with these, I feel like. But yeah, that is it from me today. I know this was a long video, so if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Maybe pop a little flower emoji down in the comment section below. I'd love to know if you had a favorite piece, what you have been wearing a lot. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, what types of items you're really excited to wear for the season ahead. Do let me know. If you're new here and you want to see more videos from me, then I would love to have you back, so please hit the subscribe button. And yeah, huge thank you for spending some of your day with me. I will see you next week with a brand new video. See you soon. Bye.